Alrighty, everybody. Hope you can all see what I can see here. We're showing you a quick little demo of what I've been working on in Unreal Engine. This is a project I'm working on tentatively called Concierge. In the game, you play a concierge. This is the hotel that you're the concierge of. And basically, every day there will be a different scenario. There's going to be 4 rooms in the hotel: one, two, three, four. Um, in each of those rooms, there will be a different person every day, and they'll each have their own individual stories that'll be told through things like answering machine messages, but also just the contents of their suitcases and whatever mess or whatever they've left in the room. Every day in the game, what's going to happen is there's going to be something negative that happened at the hotel. Maybe there's a mess here in the lobby or something, and your job as the concierge is to figure out which person actually made that mess, caused that problem, and bill them for it. And the way you'll do that is by basically rummaging through their shit. See, I got teleport integrated. This is just the standard Unreal Engine VR movement template from version 4.13. These are just the standard boxes, but as you can see, we've got object interaction built into the game. I should be able to make whatever assets I need and add collision and whatnot, and it all works pretty well. You could throw a box and knock over the other boxes and stuff. So this whole environment I actually modeled using Google SketchUp. There's a pretty cool plugin called the Play Up Tools for SketchUp that allow you to export your models to Unreal or Unity or anything else that takes an FBX. I'm going for a bit of an Art Deco style with these railings and with the curvature and all that. Cool little hotel. So this will be, laundry and all that stuff. Downstairs behind the desk will be the actual concierge's setup. There will be a desk here, and there will be some a mechanism here for you to select which of the 4 rooms to charge your bill to at the end of the day. That's really the only script this game is going to need. That and the answering machine script, so I could have a modular script to have a variable number of messages on a machine and have an easily usable script there. Otherwise, the interaction's all going to be from just picking up stuff and looking at it. From an actual programming standpoint, this will be fairly simple. All 4 of these rooms are identical. Here's the bathroom. I've painstakingly tried to make everything accurate from a size perspective. This should all be like the countertops and stuff. They all feel pretty realistic in terms of height and whatnot. Materials are generally pretty simple, flat shaded materials, although I do have some texture maps like this tile floor and stuff. I'm keeping a fairly simple design in the game. A lot of these textures are actually reused from various Doom mods I've made over the years. Each room will have a closet. This little cool little nook. They'll have like the TV and that stuff will be there. I'm planning on doing different furnishings in each room, different colored walls, potentially wallpaper, artwork, that sort of thing. Outside, I'll be building just a cool little mountainy landscape out of these windows on this side of the building. And from the actual hotel rooms themselves, you'll see, I'm thinking a beach and like a oceany water landscape, maybe a nice sunset, make it look cool. Lighting in here is all baked, so it should be pretty performance. I mean, I'm not really a coder by any means, so I'm sure there's inefficiencies in here that can be addressed. Teleport's a little bit finicky. I might make some adjustments to it. The top and bottom floors don't necessarily interact with each other all that nicely all the time. But anyway, that's Concierge. So one thing we don't really have in Concierge is the world environment yet. So here's I think the coolest thing here is the Unreal VR editor. that I've been using. This is another thing I've been working on. It's a just an exterior. These are all little simple trees and assets that I made in SketchUp. I can actually scale the world down, make it tiny, and move around. This is like a little diorama in front of me. You see, these are all fairly simple assets that I've built, tree stump, tree, really one rock that I've just duplicated and scaled and moved all over, different sizes. This tree stump, I'm just building a world out of them, taking the individual assets, scaling them up a little bit, making them smaller, rotating them. You can build a pretty convincing forest with nothing but um, just the one asset. You can copy and paste this tree, move it wherever you want in the world in 3D space, scale it, rotate it, whatever, and just stick it somewhere. The VR editor for Unreal is pretty amazing, and then you can just demo your game, start playing it without even leaving VR. Here I am in the game using the standard Unreal character controller again. Um, you're actually setting these areas where you can teleport using a specific volume that they have in the engine. That you would use, generally for AI movement and that sort of stuff. And it's easy, so you can actually specify areas you can't teleport. So, I don't want people, even though these are technically flat surfaces on the mountain, you can't just teleport up to them. There's rules preventing you from doing so. Volumes that I placed that can determine where you can travel or not. It's pretty awesome, pretty easy, pretty powerful. So I think this. Maybe not this specific outdoor environment, but something similar to it is what I'm gonna have outside of the hotel and concierge. And, I've while I don't have the stairwells and stuff built yet, there's gonna be some sort of, stairway leading up to this thing so you can get to the tip top of the mountain and see the world. Um, those gray boxes down there that you'll see, those are placeholders. Basically, I've been building up some uh, building the original shapes of the buildings and things that I want to build here in Unreal Engine using simple primitives, using cubes to block out this space. Because since you're in VR, you can get that spatial feel while you're planning out these spaces. And then I'll actually build the assets in SketchUp using the dimensions that I've determined work here in the game. You can also just leave your game and it'll boot you right back to the VR editor, and you're back to placing assets and building your world. It's awesome. I really recommend using the VR editor if you've got a Vive and are working on a game.